Good morning to you all out there. This is Creative Nigeria coming to you live here from mainland 98.3 FM. So if you're just tuning in, you tuned in at the very right time. If you've been listening to mainland FM, yes, thank you. You're on the right station. And so we want to promise you that in the next 1 hour, thereabouts, you're going to be having a great time on this fantastic show, Creative Nigeria. Of course, I don't do the show alone. By the way, my name is Bumi Bade Adeniji, and I don't do the show alone. I do it alongside Frank Meke. Good morning, Frank.
Yeah, good morning. Another wonderful day. Every other day is good. Today was, as usual, on this beat. We're going to talk a little bit about what the Lagos State Governor has done in the area of water transportation. I have the experts in the house with us. And of course, don't forget him. Let me take that away from you. Anchor is here, but a different face in Anchor.
I like the variety that Anchor Insurance is beginning to throw in. It's a good one. It just shows us, as they always say in their adverts, that they are the best. So thank you for the variety. But let me just introduce, one after the other. The house is full of testosterone this morning, and that's what that simply means, is that I have quite a lot of gentlemen in the house. I seem to be the only lady, but it's not bad. Yes.
We have so much celebrated women. So, anyway, we'll give you kudos, women, for you gave birth to us. You take a gain from us. It's about women. The word is about women. So, congratulations, women. We'll talk about that later.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so, but meanwhile, let me introduce, first of all, our very own boatman. He's actually a member of our family. I can proudly say that, in the person of Dr. Gani Tazan Balogun. He is the president, National Association of Tourist Boat Operators and Water Transporters of Nigeria. I beg your pardon. That's at Boaton. So good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
And welcome to this show.
Thank you.
Welcome again. Because he keeps coming to our show, so he's a member of our family. All right, and we also have sitting right next to him, he is Mr. Tokwe Fajemiroko. He is the CEO, Simtop Ventures, and President, Waterfront Boat Operators and Water Transporters of Nigeria. That's the WABOTA. So good morning, Mr. Tokwe.
Good morning.
It's great to have you.
I'm happy to be here as well.
It's good to have you in the house. Okay, and of course, the variety people, Anchor Insurance, representing Anchor today is Mr. Baron Imije. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bumi. Thank you for having me here today.
It's good to see you. And we will be talking about insurance in the agricultural sector.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in knowing more about that, because agriculture actually encompasses so much, even aquaculture. Agriculture, so fishery. Okay, so it's a full house. We'll be having loads and loads of conversations, but to be able to have a full discussion this morning, we will also, look at some of the, landmarks that the incumbent governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has been able to inject, whatever good he's been able to inject into our water transportation. Because tourism in Nigeria, you can't, subtract Lagos from tourism in Nigeria. So we're going to be looking at that. Of course, our culture zone with NICO bears further fruits, and Hotel Owners and Managers Association of Lagos trends next week, Thursday. And of course, we have seen the postponement of the Saturday, what would have been the elections on this Saturday, the 11th. But don't worry, don't let that deter you. Don't let it discourage you. It's still going to come up, and that's on the 18th of March, this month of March. So just get ready, get yourself geared up. It just gives you more time to just settle down and get yourself geared up for that election. We'll go on a break now. When we come back, we face the business proper. Stay with us.
Are you a Lagos-based hotel and hospitality owner, manager and investor? Are you troubled by certain operational environmental challenges and need help? Then come over to Hotel Owners and Managers Association of Lagos, HOMAL. We provide you hospitality growth opportunities and counseling on prosperity, and also help you mitigate difficult hospitality trade barriers. At HOMAL, we do more, deploying our experience to take care of your interest, always. Located at Resort Court, 15 Chief Yusufu Abiodun Road, Uniru, Victoria Island. Call 081-872245 or 0812-425-5995 for more information. Homal, your interest, our mission.
Fellow Nigerians, have you heard about NICO? National Institute for Cultural Orientation is Nigeria's cultural intelligence and intellectual powerhouse. Set up to X-ray the diversity of Nigerian culture, language, history, tradition and ways of life, which binds 200 million Nigerians together, deepening peace, security and national cohesion, with offices across the 6 geopolitical zones and a culture training school. NICO also partners local and international agencies like UNESCO to harness and validate cultural assets, unique and beneficial to a national aspiration. An agency under the Federal Ministry of Information, Culture and National Orientation. NICO Abuja office is located at 23 Kigoma Street, Wuse, Zone 7E. Website info@nico.gov.ng. NICO, harnessing culture for national development.
You are the best. The very, very best. You make our world go round. This is why we'll always be your anchor.
At Anchor Insurance, we will always turn up for our clients when it really matters. We put in 100% because they mean the world to us. If you desire insurance services built around you, where claims are paid promptly, then come to Anchor Insurance.
Oh, you are the best. You are the very, very best. Oh, yeah. You make our world go round. And this is why we'll always be our anchor.
Anchor Insurance, where insurance truly works.
Welcome back. You just heard that message from Anchor Insurance, and of course, we will engage Anchor Insurance immediately. So, Byron, once again, you're welcome to the show. And agricultural insurance. I'm actually hearing that. Maybe not for the very first time, but I'm not too clear about what agricultural insurance is. So, what really is agricultural insurance, and what is it set out to achieve?
Okay, thank you so much, Bumi, for having me here once again. So when we talk of agricultural insurance, many people look at it as something that, though agricultural insurance has been existing in Nigeria for quite some time, and though many farmers are not aware, only some big ticket farmers, the small scaleholders are probably not fully aware of what it takes, the benefit, and what it has to offer. So how we summarize agricultural insurance as an institutional response to risk faced by farmers. To bring, it's a program designed for farmers all across the value chain, to give them appropriate compensation when losses occur. So there are several losses in the agri value chain that insurance is designed across those value chain to make sure that the farmer go back to business. Like I used to say that insurance is a vehicle through which other businesses thrive. So with agri insurance, farmer can actually thrive and do very well in the economy.
Okay, thank you so much for that. You know, of course, one of the things that comes to mind is, you know, that transition from farm to market. Is that part of what gets insured?
Yeah. So when we mention, when we talk about value chain, we are talking about the processes involved from the primary production in the farm down to the table. Of course, if a production is fine, you produce in the farm and all of that, it involves processes like transportation after harvesting. You transport them from where they are produced to where they are needed in the market or in the warehouses where they are kept for the people that will consume them comes. And of course, where they are kept, there are risks embedded in such facilities. So Anchor Agricultural Insurance is designed in such a way that value chains across this line, we have policies for them. That the farmer go into any, because we have different categories of farmers or agro-ally, you know. So there are some that concentrate on the primary production in the farm. There are some that concentrate on just transportation. Okay, I have some farm in place, I want to move those goods to city, probably from Kano to Lagos. So there are some risk on the road, risk of accident, theft as a result of accident, and others. So these things are taken care of. And what agri insurance is set to achieve is that, you know, food is something that is very, very inevitable. We cannot do without food. And the farmer has put in XYZ amount and is running at a loss. The food might not be available. So the farmer has to go back to the farm from a policy after being compensated to continue again.
Yeah, Baron, we're going to look at this more in depth because we live in a world where climate change has changed a lot of things, you know, particularly in agriculture. I think on one of our items on the news item is about Argentina losing about $20 billion to drought. Yeah. You know, Argentina of course, the world's biggest producer of soybean, soya oil, bean oil, and of course they do beef and all those things. So coming back to Nigeria, flooding. You know, last year we had a terrible one, and of course a lot of parts, you know, a lot of things were washed away, and it's like Nigerian farmers are not prepared. Even government itself seem not to be prepared. So here, this is where we bring in ANCO. You know,
there's still a forecast this year.
Yeah, there's a forecast that everybody should also prepare more flooding, not only in Nigeria, all over the world. In fact, of course, come with it, of course, with the cholera outbreak and all those. But what we're saying here, ANCO, where can you reposition yourself here to advise both government and people who are into agriculture business, commercial agriculture, even the subsistence agriculture, because you need to feed your family, you don't have everything purchased. What can ANCO do?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Frank. You see, you mentioned so many perils, like flood that you mentioned. Flood is something that we experienced that in Nigeria last year that has even affected human beings, not just the crop or livestock. It affected human beings. We have cases across different states. So what ANCO Insurance is said to do is to look at your risk, what you do. Either you are a crop farmer, livestock farmer, or aquaculture or fishery farmer. We look at your program and where you want to site your farm. We look at it that, okay, it's because this flood or this natural occurrence are probably something you don't prepare for, or something that can just happen accidental. And that is what insurance does. It's something accidental, fortuitous in nature. It's not something you foresee that it happens. It might happen or it might not happen. Okay, so what ANCO Insurance is said to do is to ensure we design a policy that cater for such natural hazard. Of course, that is the reason why we are in the market. So we have different products. So as we continue, we might talk about some of these products that address all these perils or this risk we talk about here.
I really would have loved to hear about those products now, but like you said, we could just put that on hold until later, but I'm very interested. Thank you so much, Baron, for bringing us this education on agricultural insurance. Very important, because you know the power three: food, shelter, security. That's it's one of the power three. So very important. All right, so let's move on. To our very next segment. And then we'll be able to take our Villa Square segment on the water transportation questions that we have for today. Meanwhile, you want to watch us live, you want to see what's going on, we're live actually right now on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can just head to Mainland FM 98.3 on Instagram, on YouTube Mainland 98.3 FM, and on Facebook Mainland FM 98.3. Do drop a comment, like the page, and let's know what you think about the show. Of course, you can also head to our own personal page. That's the creative_Naija_TV. That's both on Facebook and on Instagram, and you can just check out what's going on. Drop us a comment there as well. Let's know what you think about the show, and of course, even after today, you can just head to that page and see some of our past activities, what we've done on the show. We'll take a break now. When we come back, it will be time for our new segment. We'll be back after this.
Michael. You travel frequently and hardly complain of travel services. How do you come by?
I use the services of one of the best travel outfits in Nigeria, Heck Travel Agency.
Heck Travel Agency?
Oh yes, Heck Travel Agency takes care of travel plans, ticketing, insurance, visa, and provides pocket-friendly fares helpful in this new normal.
Really? What about holiday packages for families?
Trust Heck Travel Agency on that too. On request, the agency provides local and international tourism holiday packages with detailed country situation reports, car hire, and hotel reservation.
Where can I locate Heck Travel Agency?
Very easy, my friend. Heck Travel Agency is located in number 2 Ibro Avenue, Rainbow Estate, Trans Amadi, River State. Telephone 0907-893-5167. Lagos office, Parkview Estate, Ikoyi. Telephone 0806-2463-292. Heck Travel Agency, always in touch.
Welcome back, and this is still Mainland 98.3 FM, and it is Creative Nigeria on your radio right now. It's time for our new segment, and we start this off with a weather report. This was sent in by our very own weather girl, Sharon James. Now, today in Lagos, a relatively cloudy weather is also expected with the chances of rain at 40%. The temperature will vary between tropical 33 degrees Celsius and a moderately hot 26 degrees. Sunrise was at 6:55 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:58 p.m. The daylight will last for 12 hours and 3 minutes. In Abuja, today, partly cloudy weather is also expected. The maximum forecasted temperature is a very hot 37 degrees, while the minimum temperature will be a moderately hot 23 degrees Celsius. Sunrise will be at 6:40 a.m. and sunset at 6:41 p.m., providing about 12 hours and 1 minute of daylight. Let's go to the southeast. In Enugu State, the weather will also be predominantly cloudy. The temperature will vary between a torrid 36 degrees Celsius and a warm 24 degrees Celsius. And then south in Port Harcourt today, scattered thunderstorms and rainy weather are anticipated as well. The likelihood of rain for today is low, and light precipitation is forecasted. The maximum temperature will be moderately hot, 27 degrees Celsius, while the minimum expected temperature is a comfortable 19 degrees Celsius. Of course, we can't do this without going to the north. In Kano State, a relatively clouded weather is expected. The maximum temperature will be a blistering 40 degrees Celsius. That's hot. While the minimum temperature will be an agreeable 22 degrees Celsius. So Lagos and Abuja, I think everybody, and Enugu should just hold an umbrella handy. Right, that's the weather report from the Weather Channel and the Weather Atlas, brought to you by Creative Nigeria and put together by Ebube Sharon James. And let's go to our culture, technology, festivals, travels, hospitality, music, business, movies, brown water economy, insurance, news, and sports tourism in collaboration with Heck Travels. Today it has been edited by Frank Meke. A 5% economic growth outlook is on the front burner for Chinese economic eggheads, the lowest in many years, indicative of challenges and priorities of political leadership in Beijing. Over time, China has grappled with low consumer confidence, poor economic growth overseas due to low demand for Chinese export, sanctions by the United States, and fearful local government debts. Meanwhile, an international treaty report revealed that 2/3 of global ocean space shall enjoy protection by the year 2030. Though the picture captured oceans as international waters where every nation has a right to fish, the report, however, informed that only 1% of the ocean ecosystem is currently under protection from fishing, pollution, mining, and shipping. The new protective cover for oceans took 10 years of negotiations as pollution, climate change threatens marine species. Unprecedented droughts may cost Argentina about $20 billion lost in agricultural prosperity this year alone. Argentina is the world's biggest exporter of soybean oil and a major beef and corn producer, with inflation raging at 99%. Argentine drought is the worst in its 60-year history. Malawi, South Africa, Tanzania, Madagascar, and at least 12 other African nations may be hit with the cholera epidemic. Figures of cholera-induced deaths are on the increase in these climes, and with massive flooding predicted this year, inclusive in Nigeria, opportunity for waterborne bacteria will spread, with a fearful picture of shortfall of vaccines and an absence of effective treatment looming. A $10 billion rail construction between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, San Francisco, and Los Angeles steps up the new investment in railway in the United States. According to across the United States, rail infrastructure are expensive and in short supply, as the world's biggest economy is still a car country. But cycling, walking, and the use of public transportation growing speedily. From May 2023, German citizens with a $50 ticket can travel across multiple transportation ecosystem, except on long-distance train journeys and bus trips. Volker Wissing, German Minister of Transportation, says a pan-European Union ever closer can travel and live freely throughout Europe if the German transportation model, which has excited the European Union, is adopted. And finally, in our news today, Jamu, an ancient Japanese drink, has marked up the Indonesian culture, with authorities in Jakarta, capital of Indonesia, nominating the bitter-tasting herbal drink for UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage list. Jamu, which means a prayer in health in Old Javanese language, beg your pardon, that was Javanese. Old Javanese language can be prepared using ingredients such as rice, lime, cinnamon, and garlic cloves. Interestingly, the popularity is driven up by Indonesian Gen Zs, who have made it a top order at restaurants, lounges, eateries, and at parties. Well, that's the news, as edited by Frank Meke and brought to you, read by Bumi Badiadeniji. Well, we have quite a number of talking points in this news this morning, Frank.
Yeah, I think the world just have to get ready for those things about climate change, and that's it's really worrisome apart from agriculture. Also come with a lot of diseases.
Yeah.
In a world where most nations are not. If I from that report, you find out that the World Health Organization is also crying, because the vaccines are no longer there, the population have increased. But be that it may, let's go to the waters. I think that's what we have to do today. We need to run head travels, and then we'll go back.
And then we'll come back here.
Hey, Michael, you travel frequently and hardly complain of travel services. How do you come by?
I use the services of one of the best travel outfits in Nigeria, Heck Travel Agency.
Head Travel Agency?
Oh yes, Heck Travel Agency takes care of travel plans, ticketing, insurance, visa, and provides pocket-friendly fares, helpful in this new normal.
Really? What about holiday packages for families?
Trust Heck Travel Agency on that too. On request, the agency provides both local and international tourism holiday packages with detailed country situation reports, car hire, and hotel reservation.
Where can I locate Heck Travel Agency?
Very easy, my friend. Heck Travel Agency is located in number 2 Ibro Avenue, Rainbow Estate, Trans Amadi, River State. Telephone 0907-893-5167. Lagos office, Parkview Estate, Ikoyi. Telephone 0806-2463-292. Heck Travel Agency, always in touch.
Welcome back. Now, joining us again, to just talk about our next segment, the water transportation segment, is engineer Saeed Lawal. He is the chairman, Association of Tourist Boat Operators and Water Transporters of Nigeria, Lagos chapter. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, madam.
And thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Right, let me just hand over to Frank, who I know is a waterman himself.
Yeah, you're also a waterman. But we're going to go to the boatman, and this is very serious. We're talking about water transition in Lagos. Of course, he is the president of both operators, not only in Lagos, all over the country, but we are focusing on Lagos today. Mr. Boatman, of course, we have Senator with me. We talk about Fajimi Rokun, of course, Sahid. So these are experts on Lagos water. The Boatman, what is new? What has Governor of Lagos State? Because for me, it's Sanwo-Olu Lekansi. But let's see what he has done on Lagos waters that made you to leave all your businesses this morning, and you're here with us at the studio.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Frank and Bumi and Lagos as a whole. For me to leave the business, as you said, it means a very strong business. The governor, Sanwo-Olu, has done marvelously in Lagos State, from Badagry, if not from Benin Republic, all the way to Ekpe, and the Kurudu axis everywhere. Jetties has been built, and more are under constructions. I've been in the business for quite a long time, if not about over 30 years, and I think I should be able to know what I'm talking about. Sanwo-Olu, when he came in, the programs on ground, he didn't throw it away. You know, a governor wants to come in onto seat, he could say, all your program, blah, blah, I'm not interested in it, and nothing you can do about it. But instead of that, actually step more and do more things for the boat operators. Formerly, there's a curfew up till today, actually, you know, that by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, no boat should ply the water anymore. But, you know, we cry out to him and tell him that, look, the transportation is one, then the tourism is another one. Tourism, people goes to work in the morning, in the afternoon, and then in the evening, they want to go on the waterways to cruise. So we want extension of that curfew so that people can enjoy. People come from Kano, from all part of Lagos, I mean, the country to Lagos. Most of them, sometimes, God, there is big water, there is ocean, they want to coming into Lagos, and then they can't feel the water. So we cried to him, and he said, okay, they should allow the boat, the cruise liner, not to go beyond this area and beyond that area, but at least they will still be able to enjoy the waterways. But he could actually say, no, I don't want it. Stop it. And that killed tourism. There was a time I said, because armed robbers strike on Awolowo Road in Ikoyi, then you said that by 7 o'clock, no cars should move on the road again. It doesn't make sense, you know. But he allows it. He said, okay, we should extend the time for the cruise liners to cruise people on the waterways. A lot of people has bought boats now. Those who doesn't know anything about waterways, but because of this business that is striving, people are coming to the waterways and buy boats. So let me give symptom.
Okay, we're going to go to.
Then we'll come back.
Yes, symptom. I look at it from business, because the essence is not just cruising, not only the tourism, it's also to create employment. I know from Butero down to Borno, over to Badagry. Those are specialities, those are areas. So what has also happened around this area? If you say, on Saturday or when the next election, I'm going to cast my vote for this governor who has done also well.
Yeah, good morning, Frank, and good morning, everybody. Yeah. Like I was discussing with you before the program, Governor Sanwo-Olu has really helped us on this business. Unlike about 7-8 years ago, we don't have the opportunity to take our boat out of Nigeria. But with the help of Governor Sanwo-Olu, he gave us the license and he gave us the courage to make this transportation beyond Nigeria to go to West African coast, which we are making us to have to increase the economy. Like Ebutero now, you know, Ebutero is one of the major markets in Lagos. Exactly. We have all these people who are coming from Benin through water to buy their goods, transport them back to the public company. He has done really well to help us. In terms of security, he has provided a lot of security on the water, which we are enjoying. Just like what my president said, you know, we are enjoying it. Greater Lagos, Sanwo-Olu. So we are fully behind.
Okay, Greater Lagos on water, just like we also find on land, as the case may be. And look at case of response to emergency. Why most people don't like going on water, because they're afraid. Even with the presence of life jacket, they also still are afraid. But over time, I think that also increases. I'm sure most of you are now finding it difficult to move passengers because you need more boats, you know, to move them. Your chairman is here, and I know he's the chairman of the Lagos chapter, which where everything does happen. Honestly, this apart from possibly Port Harcourt or somewhere in the Warri area, this is possibly where you get a benchmark development when it comes to water transition. Mr. Chairman, what will you say that endears you to Governor Sowolu's approach to developing water transportation in Lagos?
Yeah, good morning once again, and my two president on seat and every other members. So, as likely we have said since morning, I want in particular, because of the business we are doing on the water, and to support the Mr. Governor, which is Sanwo-Olu, to be re-elected as the governor of Lagos State, because he's doing very a lot to us, to encourage us on our waterway, because we lifted the passengers all across the rural communities, from Lagos Island to the rural communities around the Lagos State, which is being governed by the water. So with this, we have been moving from one community to another to make sure the people vote for him, or to.
It's not really the last one, but about 70%, most people don't know, of the citizens live off the mainland, or you are here because early in the morning it's your business hours. I know that Naija now he doesn't comment of Lagos rural communities, because of the presence of water transportation.
Yeah, you see, this morning when we were coming to the studio, the traffic was bad. Do you know what goes through my mind was like, I wish water goes to the back of this station. Yeah. That was to come by boat. That I could stop them. So, when our ex-governor, the former governor of the road, which he did, the first boat, barge, it with trial and all that. Today, that tells you those 500 people or 300 people about that this man has done. Okay, why shouldn't we vote
for a man that have done this?
For the man have done that. Because he did not allow fish buy boats for the boat operators. Okay. They haven't bought boat for me, but I know that some people who couldn't afford to buy boat and
since you wanted to ask something. So
let me give you another example.
Yes.
I live in Badagry. Join them along the road. You see, waterway is very safe. Just to increase the movement of the waterway. So he has done tremendously well.
Rural communities, is there a way that this development has helped?
Like I said earlier on, that I have a lot of boats. My company, at least, I've employed more guys, more boat operators to come and drive the boat. Now, when we're talking about communities, there's a lot of communities that's on the island that they have to come into the interland by water. You know what that means? No, let me tell you, from Ibeche, for instance, to come to Lagos, if you have to go by road, you have to go through Badagry on the sand, which means you need jeeps, 4-wheel drives. But because of this man, you use boat just under 30-20 minutes. He came from Badagry this morning, right from Badagry, 30 minutes for boat ride. Excuse me, it's going to be about 3 hours.
Yeah.
But without the encouragement from the governor or what he has done, now you see tourism, and he has engaged intelligent people. One, the commissioner for tourism, Usamat, all right, is in charge of tourism. Dr. Frederick is in charge of transportation. Both of them are doing wonderfully. The Dr. Frederick, each time he calls us for a meeting. What are your problems? What can we do for you? How do we assist you to move this water transportation for? He's not only in charge of water transport, land and everything, but he created time. If the governor does not give him that opportunity, he won't do it. And also, if he thinks of his pocket alone, he won't bother calling us. But every time engages us, then there's Mr. Damilola, the general manager of Laswa. Oh my God, fantastic guy. Fantastic guy.
I think he's a Gen Z.
Yeah.
So he has brought a lot of technology.
The government has created a first station on the waterways for us to go and buy fuel. Let me tell you, the fuel you use from Lagos to Badagry to Ibadan is not enough to use from.
Wow.
So I won't tell you that water transportation is cheap for the customer, for the passengers. It's a bit more expensive, but it saves a lot of time. And that is where the government look at it that, okay, let's encourage these boat operators, let's give infrastructure wood for. What are they going to do? What has this man done? Like I said, fish does not carry money away. So one of that reasons, if fish carries money away, we don't have to vote for him. But if the money is invested in the waterways and encouraging the operators, like, look, you see, I call the state chairman, look, we must not allow this continuity to stop. So we are prepared, and we're going to talk to the security agencies. On that voting day, they should allow boats to move people from their place, because a lot of complaints came to us in our meetings.
Where they are putting boats.
There's no way for them to go to their floating boats, so they need boats. But we are going to tell them that they can stop the boat and check if there is election materials in the boat. Because a lot of people told us that we want you people to help us. There's no way for us to go across the water to go and vote. And we have pledged, we are buying fuel, we are doing it free of charge to make sure we carry people from one end to another to go and do their voting and then bring them back. But you must have your PVC.
That's all.
Without PVC in your hand,
we don't allow you to vote.
Board the votes.
All right. You know, it's good listening because we don't want to make intervention so that it's not same. But I know that Sanwo-Olu is left on sea. But the truth is, we're going to come back to you. We take one of our beats here, and I'm so happy that Anchor Insurance is here because, of course, we need a lot of insurance to also navigate this. See how the governor also can do that. More boats for the boat operators. I have my little, you know, let me say my little flag on Lac Ferry, but besides it, I also believe government have no business in running, you know, water transportation. Should be to private sector to empower them properly. So they can only lease those boats to them, and then they grow bigger because they understand the waters. They know how it is. Like Tanzania is an engineer. The boat breakdown, he fixes it on time, and instead of trying to tow it or bring to run for emergency. And Lagos emergency response to water transportation is key. It's number one.
It
you know,
is.
a control room, you know, watching over. It's like have eye all over the place. So anything happens in seconds, you know, they are there. We're going to come back to you. Tazan Balogun, we're also going to come back to you. Tokwe Fajemirokun, of course, I'll call this into because that's what you are known. All it's a brand name. And of course, Chairman Lagos State, Sahid Lawal. You know, just hold on. We'll run through our next segment, which is our music segment. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Then we'll come back and we'll wrap up this talk about. I think we're also going to do a second one. And now that the election has been shifted to March 18, we're going to have you guys come back. Let's see. You guys come. Share the wadi.
We don't mind.
So need to really go out there and make sure this governor comes back.
Next time,
Okay, very good.
Some of those things. Okay, so we need to really let our people know, particularly those who are living in the waterways and Lagosians particularly, take to the waters. This governor assures you nothing really is going to happen. Yeah, we're seeing the rails, we're seeing ground transportation, but the meat of it all is water transportation. Beautiful, wonderful. You see the city of Lagos, and you never want to leave the water again. Yeah, so let's run to our music segment, and then we'll come back to them.
Nigeria yìí tí gbogbo wa ní kó má gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́. Torí kò sí ibòmíràn tí a lè lọ, àjò lè dàbí ilé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́pọ̀ ká fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan, gbé kémi gbé.
For me, how did you say Jakajo be Nigeria sókè? Kagbe Sanwo-Olu náà.
Kagbe
Governors, okay. Yes, so and I think that's the really we're talking about Nigeria, how Nigeria's going to be beautiful. We've done the presidential election. Yeah. They will now have a merge, so we move on from there. I'm looking out for also to add to the governor of Lagos State.
State House.
And the House Assembly. I'm more interested in. I'm so interested in the governor. but that's my business
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to.
Yes, they have to be covered.
You know, for Lagos State Governor too. Or are you not on our side?
You see, when you are operating in a business environment, and if the environment is not conducive for you, can't operate, right?
True that.
Lagos State is conducive for us. Okay. So we don't have issue. Anchor Insurance is a company. We don't have problem with Lagos State is a welcoming environment. Yeah. And like they have been saying, I'm just looking at certain area in terms of this. When we move through the ferry from the island down to Ikorodu, you know, that is my route. So we the water body. At first, I was scared. I said, "Oh, I'm not going to take this water." See a lot of water, but when you see you enter some that as it's taking you, you don't even feel probably you are on water, only that you're just seeing water. Okay, so you will appreciate that nature. And also in aspect of agriculture, the water body can be harnessed. We see a lot of people on Top Milan Bridge and all of that fishing, manual or local fishermen trying to catch fish. But this thing, thank God that you said the governor of Lagos State is ready to do a lot, even after this. It can be so
to continue.
So it makes fish available for people.
Harvesting will not be difficult.
Harvesting won't be difficult. When it is mature to be harvested, you just go there with your equipment and everything. You take up the cage and the fish are harvested, and this is just natural. And of course, it makes it easier for people to have access to this product. And also insurance, it's also going to be, insurance will provide cover for such kind of facility. All right, so just like a Kenji Dam, there are some cages that are in the water there, so which they have insurance cover already. So such can be covered against this wave, this fish escaping or damage, theft, and all of that. So if this water body can be harnessed in such, and they will be engaged in terms of monitoring, in terms of feeding, in terms of going through, because they have the landscape, they know the terrain and all of that. So it can be harnessed in that. So if that is taken up, in fact, it's going to be a fantastic program.
All right, Baron, we're going to have you again next week. We're also going to have some of these gentlemen here next week. But one last take, I'll take last takes from the boatman. You're going to come back next week, God willing. But for today, just one word before we go.
Yeah, before we go, you see, there's something we call Rex in the water. That means it sank boats or sank iron and all those
whatever,
things.
yes.
The state government are doing wonderfully by removing them, although it's not finished, like I said.
It's an ongoing
it's an ongoing thing. But most of them has been removed in the times that so that the boat frequently that moves back and forth knows where the bad one is and the one that they removed, and they know the safe way. Oh, not only that, life jacket. You know this life jacket?
Yes.
I can't remember how many thousands of life jackets has been donated to our association. I'm sure Robert and Sito will confirm what I'm just saying. So somebody that does that, look, we are behind someone.
Okay.
I don't want to go
that's what I Since we'll take from you one last one, no long one, because we still have next week to tell us.
As my national president just said, all of us we are fully behind someone.
Okay.
Someone let us.
Okay, let us see. We're going to bring the fishermen here. And I'm going to give you assignment to bring us this. Yes, I know I'm going to come to chairman. Father, I'm telling him to bring me this fishermen because I know them. But he's going to arrange. The chairman is going to bring one of the fish economy. Brown water economy has not really been exploited as it were. And I'm sure even the boat operator, all of you are still maybe 40-50% engaged. So we need to create more jobs out of this place. Chairman, are you going to bring us the chairman? The fishermen, and I know somebody told me you are a politician.
Yes, but, I'm a politician to the core. So if you want the fish
when they are coming, we bring coconut, they bring fish.
Yes, so there's this fish that the taste of fish you get from Ekpe is also different from the one in Badagry.
True.
Yes.
We're going to talk about some of these processes next week. Bumi, you're always the one who have to. We did Women's Day yesterday. Get to Ekuya, fish roasted one.
Hey.
From Badagry.
I'm going to hold you to that.
But you don't hold me to it. But the truth is, like you have to.
That most definitely.
we are together.
Yes, we are. So, we've got the last words from our boat people. but that's not the last. We're still going to hear from them again next week. We're going to have take home for everybody today that look, Nigeria is for all of us. For those of us who do not understand the language, it is ours, and we must join hands to lift it up. I believe sometime during the song, Sonny Ade was able to, translate it to English. That mind with one broomstick, you cannot sweep. But that's all we can take on the show today. We'll be back on your radio same time next week. That's at 10:10 a.m. here, National Women's Day, and Happy Women's Month. Actually, my son told me yesterday that Bobby, women are celebrated literally all the months of the year.
And anyway, now that we have this gentleman, I don't know what we are going to do with you today. But honestly, I'm sure for next week, so your voice can look so sweet.
Yes.
We will try and celebrate the women.
And bring more women.
And bring more women. We don't mind. So thank you, Jen.
To what we do here at Creative Nigeria, we bring you the best voices, the influencers, those who know what to do. And for me, so Olulekansi.
Greater Lagos.